golfers, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about 3 secrets to better bunker shots. Oftentimes when I see golfers set up to a bunker shot, they keep the ball in the middle of their stance, they lean the shaft forward, and they dig too much into the sand. So we want to change all of that. First thing we want to talk about is our setup. Ideally, we want the golf ball in the front third of our stance. So the first thing I would do in practice would be to draw a line and find that spot. This is the front third of my stance, and this would be halfway. If we can determine this spot from the very beginning, we can splash the sand and have a good chance at getting this ball out of the bunker. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we have a good setup. And what we need for our setup is ball in the front third, hands directly down the seam line so we can use the bounce on the way through, and extra knee flex. We want to stay down and through so we collect the same amount of sand every time. Some of you do the first two. You have a very good setup with the ball position. You do start with the hands in the center of your body, but then at the very end, those knees straighten, and it becomes very difficult to get the ball out of the bunker. The second thing I want you to make note of is splashing the sand. We're not hitting the golf ball in a greenside bunker shot. We are usually splashing the sand. So if you're splashing your sand and it is landing in the bank, then your golf ball will more than likely land in the bank. We want to ensure that your sand is also being splashed out of the bunker. When our sand is splashed out of the bunker, our ball will more than likely get out of the bunker. And that's the result we're looking for in one shot, right? Finally, I want to address speed. Most people don't realize that depending on the texture of the sand, your golf ball or your golf shot, the speed of it is reduced by almost 50%. So if you have a 15-yard bunker shot, we're looking at almost 30 yards if it were an actual pin shot. So if I keep that in mind, and I keep the speed up as if it were 30 yards, I should be able to get my ball to the hole without worrying about my distance control. So to recap, we have our setup with the ball in front. We're using our line to practice splashing, and we're splashing because we need that golf ball to get out of the bunker, and we splash by setting up with the hands to the center seam of our body. Zipper seam, pants seam. This is how we splash. We do not splash with the hands forward. We splash with the hands very neutral, hinge and splash. Okay, if we can set up with the ball in the front third, hinge and splash, and remember we have more distance to cover, we can always get our bunker shot to the hole instead of barely out, too far, not enough sand, too much sand. Then we have a consistent framework. If you enjoy this video, I will be posting content weekly. Till then, have an amazing day.